Assalamu alaikum, welcome to Urban Dunia. I'm Tim Blythe, this time coming to you from Antwerp in Belgium. Antwerp is arguably the centre of Belgian Flemish culture, and one of the centrepieces of Flemish architecture is the railway station, which is behind me here. It's this palatial building, which is as much a tourist attraction in its own right as many of the other buildings around Antwerp. Antwerp is Belgium's second largest city, and positioned right next to its famous zoo is its glorious railway station. Opened in 1905, the building's construction is an ode to Flemish Gothic architecture. And in 2014, the website Mashable nominated the Antwerp railway station as the world's most beautiful. If you're travelling in Belgium by train, there's a good chance that at some stage you will come through Antwerp even if you don't intend to, because many lines simply transit here. Today I decided, seeing as I'm standing here in a railway station, to take a look at the Eurail pass. What it is, what you get for it, what it covers, and whether it's actually worth it or not. For several decades now, Eurail has been the preferred way for many foreigners to explore Europe by train. Eurail is in fact not one single train network, but instead an association of train networks from across the continent. The railway networks from 28 countries participate in Eurail, but notably not those of Russia or the United Kingdom, except for Northern Ireland. Eurail is only available to people living outside of Europe and is designed to stimulate tourism. People who live inside of Europe have access to the similar Interrail pass. When you book online, 3 passes are available: the Global Pass, allowing travel to several countries, the Select Pass, where you choose your countries, or the One Country Pass. Travelling through Central Europe, we chose the Select Pass, and we chose 4 countries which border each other: Austria, Switzerland, Germany, and Benelux, a combination of Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg, counted together as one country. On the Eurail Select Pass, you are also required to nominate the number of days that you would like to use the pass on. For example, if you choose 10 days in 2 months, that means that you can travel on any of 10 days of your choosing within 2 months. While you don't need to actually choose the days in advance, you do need to choose the number of days. On those days, you are allowed to travel as much and as far as you like, but after midnight your travel day has been used up. If you're traveling on an overnight train, then you are allowed to remain on the train until it reaches its destination the next morning. Travelers under the age of 27 can get a discount, whereas adults must pay the full price. This is because adults must travel in the first-class cabin on the Eurail pass, whereas youths are allowed to travel in the second-class cabin. Once you have booked and paid, you can then wait for your Eurail pass to arrive by mail. That's not the end of it, however, because just possessing a Eurail pass doesn't guarantee you a seat on each train. To ensure that you'll get a seat, you can make reservations through the Eurail Reservations page. Many reservations are free of cost, but for some there will be a small charge. It's up to you whether you actually pay that money and make the reservation, or just turn up on the day and hope for a seat. Some trains, like the high-speed Thalys that runs from Paris to Amsterdam via Antwerp, actually require a rather expensive reservation. Without this, you will not be able to board, even with a Eurail pass. These international trains, however, usually come with a higher standard of service and speed. Bear in mind that most trains can only be reserved 90 days in advance, and some trains on shorter journeys cannot be reserved at all. All of this may have you wondering whether Eurail is actually worth it, and it's true that in fact it's not quite the straightforward system that many people make it out to be. It's not particularly cheap either, especially if you plan to take lots of international trains that require additional reservations. However, the experience of travelling by plane simply doesn't compare to that of travelling by train, and car hire can be expensive and stressful for some travellers. Whether the Eurail pass is any cheaper than actually just individually booking each train is a matter of what you plan to do, but for us it was certainly worth it. Now in my next video I'll be covering the Eurail Select Pass and talking about what that actually requires of you once you have activated it and once you are in Europe. But until then, thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and tune in again next time.